All right, guys, welcome back. We are live for day 4, episode 4 of the Legal Licks Lounge. Oh, that's loud in my ear. Okay, so just to get started, we can start with the recap from yesterday because we are 3-0. Dallas was spot on what he said. So let's pull that video up really quick. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, I'm not getting any sound.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Do you want to briefly just go over and explain what you said yesterday, Dallas?
Yeah, basically, I was like the Storm. The free pick yesterday was the Seattle Storm, and they got down 20 points yesterday. But I said Sylvia Fowles would dominate on the inside, and she dominated in the first quarter. She had like 15 points in the first quarter. She was 6 of 6 from the field, and they just couldn't stop her. They shot 69% to start the game. The Lynx did. Got up 20 on the Storm, then the Storm came storming back like I thought they would. And they went over the point total as well. So we hit the Storm with the over. We hit the Storm covering the spread, and we also hit the Washington Wizards and the Vegas Golden Knights. So we had 4 picks yesterday. We gave away 4 free picks yesterday. They all hit. So one of my clients actually made $24,000. Another one made $16,000, and there's just some crazy numbers yesterday in the chat at least.
24, Jesus. I should have entered into those, right, Coach Parker?
I told them they better listen. I told them, listen to that man. He got a gift.
Okay, well, we didn't really do the intro, but I am the moderator, Maya. I'm joined by Coach Parker and Dallas, Mr. Legal Licks. So today we're going to briefly start by going over the Warriors versus Grizzlies game. So, Coach Parker, do you want to start and give your preview for tonight?
Yeah, sure. Let me just quickly. I want to touch on yesterday. I'm gonna stop trying to predict things because I felt like Russ was gonna get a triple double. I think we missed a triple double, and I felt like Bradley Beal was gonna get 50 piece, which he didn't. But I later found out that he was dealing with a hamstring. So I'm gonna leave the predictions to Dallas, and I'm gonna stick with game plan. So we're talking about Warriors. Let me start off with my. Yeah, Warriors Grizzlies. I'm gonna take the Grizzlies. I'm gonna take the Grizzlies. I like Dallas's guy. I've been following him since Dallas put me on him a couple years ago. Valanciunas. I feel like Valanciunas has to be a little bit better than his average. So he has to do plus 20 points, plus 15 rebounds, and then I'm looking for Dylan Brooks to give us 20 plus points and a lock up Wiggins or Curry, and then for Ja to give 20 plus points. So I feel like everybody on the Memphis Grizzlies team. Their key players have to do just a little bit more than what their average is state, and then the team needs to run. And so I like the Grizzlies just because I think they got fresh legs. For the Warriors, I've been on this case, so I'm gonna stay on this case. Draymond has to show up. So Draymond, you gotta go get some buckets, bro. Curry, I think needs 35 plus points, and then the second and third options, which I figure would be Wiggins and Jordan Poole. Need to match Curry's output. So I figure Wiggins should do 20 plus, and then Poole should have, chip in with 15 or more. If they can do that, then they can make it a game going down the stretch. And if it's a close game, I would give the edge to the Warriors. But I'm going to take the Grizzlies, and later I'll tell you all why, because we're talking about some other things.
Okay. What do you think about tonight's game, Dallas?
It's an interesting game. It's gonna be one of the better, most entertaining games of the play-in so far. I think they match up really well, like opposites though, if that makes any sense. They just played the last game of the regular season as well, so it's a little vengeance in this game. Also in that game, Dylan Brooks fouled out with 6 minutes left, so it kind of got an asterisk on it as well. I think it'll be a real dogfight. Probably a lower scoring game than the rest of them. We'll see though. We shall see.
So just to dive in, who would you all say are your key players for the game?
Key players would be John Morant and Steph Curry. You know, that they're the point guards, so they determine the pace of the team. I would follow it up with obviously Valanciunas, and then on the other side, Draymond Green. I feel like Draymond, if Draymond shows up, they get a victory. And when I say show up, he has to show up and be a lot better than the Draymond in the regular season. Typically, and when you get to the playoffs, you should step your game up just a little bit more. And Draymond being a former All-Star, a former candidate for a Finals MVP, I know his game is there. I just don't know where it's been. You know, it's kind of like it's dormant. So if he can step up, then Warriors should get the victory. But I'm going to take Memphis. I'm going to take Memphis because the Warriors better win, or I'm going to be talking a whole lot of spit about some other things.
Who are some of your key players for tonight, Dallas?
My key player from the Grizzlies is definitely Jonas Valanciunas again. The reason why is Jonas. This matchup, he's going to have another advantage because he's just bigger than everybody, stronger than everybody, and more skilled than everybody that plays the same position as him on the opposite team. Kevon Looney had a nice rebounding game the other day, but this big fella here is going to destroy Kevon Looney. Draymond Green as well. They try to switch him on him. Valanciunas can shoot over him. He can post him up. He can rebound him. And like I said, he's a couple of days ago, he's the top offensive rebounder. So in the Memphis Grizzlies second chance point, all those that can make some shots tonight, they can havoc for the Warriors. Long as big fella is forcing that double team, they're gonna be wide open. So I like Jonas for the Grizzlies.
I think Dallas, Coach Parker.
Yeah, this is the current thing. Hopefully, I'm with Dallas. You know, Dallas has been talking about Jonas for probably about 3 or 4 years. I think he was talking about Jonas when he was with Toronto. I think he was with Toronto, and I really started checking his game out. You know, when Dallas started putting me up on him, I was too busy focused on Kawhi Leonard to even see anybody else on the team. But once he brought the focus to Jonas, I started to see his effectiveness on the court. So he's a lumberjack. You know, he goes to work. It's not pretty, but it's effective. And for me, I don't get into the pretty. I get into what works. And so Jonas is the key. He's one of the keys. So I like that pick from Dallas. But obviously, you know, nothing goes unless the point guard goes. So for me, it's always the focus is always the point guard matchup.
So then, the Warriors side is Draymond. Draymond gonna have to have double-digit assists tonight to beat the Grizzlies. Jonas have to cover in the pick and roll game. He's gonna have to cover Steph and Draymond, those handoffs, those pin downs, all those different actions that the Warriors are gonna run with Steph. Draymond is gonna be a big key. His playmaking ability. Steph gonna have to cut back door because Dylan Brooks is gonna harass him. He's gonna deny him the ball. You're going to be tough with him. You're going to bump him. So Steph is going to try to catch Dylan over pursuing for the three a lot and go backdoor. And that's Draymond's best pass, that backdoor cut to Steph Curry, get a layup or get the next open shot when the defensive collapses on Curry once he gets that open lane off of the Draymond pin down or the pass, whatever. It's going to be a great game tonight. Curry makes threes and a little bit of supporting cast come to play. Your boy Dre get that double. He has a double tonight. You know, can't find a bucket and so. But 10 rebounds and 10 assists are more essential. And you're gonna have to gain rebound.
Yeah, I think he showed that he's going to rebound and he's going to be the playmaker for them. So that goes without saying. You know, the thing for the Warriors is Draymond has to show up in the scoring column. Otherwise, you know, he's going to be sitting out at the 3-point line, and whoever's sticking him is going to be able to sag back and kind of be in a ultimate help position. Like if you can help and you don't have to play Draymond on the perimeter, you know that means you're playing 5-on-4. You know, in terms of defense. And so Draymond has to do something. Maybe show up in the mid post. Get a couple dives to the basket, but he has to give you at least. I'm gonna bring the stat line down. Let me take it down from 10, 10, and 10. I'm gonna be, 8, 8, and 8. Draymond, give me 8, 8, and 8. You give me 8, 8, and 8, you all have a good chance of winning the game.
No tech.
No, I don't see a tech this game. This is a closeout game. So, and if he does get a tech, I feel like it's gonna happen early. And one of the things I like about with the referees is they give Draymond a tech early, so they don't have to deal with this nonsense all throughout the game. And it's if I was a referee, I would tech him early too, because I'm like, I'm not going to be listening to this dude cry in my face every. He likes to get in your face to face, like, bro, you too close. It's still, COVID. You know what I'm saying? Like, back up. I 8 and 8, 8, 8, and 8. Give me 8, 8, and 8, and then anything other than that on the plus side is a bonus.
So it sounds like you both picked the Grizzlies for tonight. But what would you say are some big keys that the Warriors would need to do in order to try to secure the W?
Wait, hold on. Dallas, you got the Grizzlies?
Yeah, I got the Grizzlies plus the points at least. And the under. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. I think it's going to be a close game.
I think it's a close game too.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, when it's a game that Steph Curry playing in, it's like, is he going to go for 50 and win the game or he not? That's what it is. Like, he go for 50, he unconscious tonight. Can't nobody predict who the hell what's going to happen. Like, they could beat anybody that ever played if Curry just unconscious and he had 10 threes tonight. Can't nobody beat them people. But I think the Grizzlies are mad about the game before the play-in started. Like I said, Dylan Brooks fouled out those 6 fouls. I was pissed after that game. He
didn't want to lead the court.
I think all of that is coming to play. Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't want to lead the court.
All of that is going to come into play as well.
Yeah, it's a revenge game.
Exactly, and that's what I was going to say.
Okay, it's a revenge game. All right, so let's just switch gears really quick. Yesterday, we mentioned some of the regular season NBA awards. We didn't cover all of them. So who do you all think were your predictions for the Defensive Player of the Year?
Dallas, I want you to go first on this one. All right, for sure. I like Ben Simmons as Defensive Player of the Year. I want a guard to get it. A guard hasn't had Defensive Player of the Year in a long time. I feel like Ben Simmons is one of the most versatile defenders in the NBA. He can defend 1 through 4, some 5s with the NBA today. It's a lot of stretches. And he gives 110% on the defensive end every single night. And he also collects the defensive rebound a lot of the time. That's the last part of the defensive possession. The defensive possession is not complete until you get the defensive rebound. I think Ben, since he can't shoot, he barely could score. He puts a lot of effort in on the defensive end, and running in transition. So I think he deserves it this year. He's played excellent defense. Philly was one of the top defenses in the NBA when everyone plays, Thibault included, Ben, Danny. So when everybody plays, I like him. I like Ben Simmons as defensive player of the year.
Parker?
Yeah, I think Ben Simmons is a good defensive player, but he's nowhere near defensive player of the year. It has to be Rudy Gobert. And honestly, it's not even close. Like, I get people don't want to see the same person every year, but he's absolutely the best defensive player in the league. He's always tops in rebound. He's always tops in block shots. And they got this stat called defensive player rating, right? And it charts, your impact on the game. And Rudy Gobert is number 1, and it's everybody else, right? Followed by Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, Julius Randle. But Rudy Gobert is so far ahead of everybody else, it's not even close. And so I get, we want to give it to somebody else. When Kobe was winning MVPs, they wanted to give it to Steve Nash a couple years. But, let's just be real. When you come into a game and Rudy Gobert is down there by the rim, it alters your game plan. And, we have to acknowledge that this man is the ultimate defender in the league. I'm not with, all right, he won it 2 years in a row, let's look for somebody else. Or he won it the last couple of years. Even last year, I think Giannis won it. And, in my opinion, it was still Rudy Gobert. I like what Jalen Rose called him the Stifle Tower, right? He alters your game. So, I get it. Ben Simmons is a solid defender, but he's nowhere near Rudy Gobert. All right, that's my take.
So no Draymond Green. That is not close for him.
Hell no. They not even. Listen. If they don't win tonight, nobody on that team should get an award. Nobody. If they don't get in the playoffs, how you gonna get an award? This ain't not little league football, right? Everybody don't get an award. You don't get an award for showing up. You have to. You can't be defensive player of the year and then your team is getting dunked on. You can't be defensive player of the year. And again, Draymond is an excellent defender. I'm not taking anything away from him, but he's not Rudy Gobert on the defensive end. He's versatile. He's more versatile than Rudy. Rudy can still step out and guard in the pick and roll. He can step out and he can cover some twos. So, Draymond, he ain't blocking shots. Draymond is not getting more rebounds than him. He's not blocking shots. Draymond is agitating, and I give him he's a great defender. But Rudy Gobert is he's far ahead of the crowd, and I think everybody knows this. So I get it. Hey, let's give it to somebody else this year. Rudy run a couple years. Okay, cool, no problem. But don't act like he's not the best defender in the league. Let's not act like that. I don't come here. Yeah, just awards. Yeah, he's the best defender in the league, hands down. Yeah, put your hands down. Everybody put your hands down.
And he will win the award. And he will win the award. He will win that defense.
Yeah, he probably win it. He should win it because it'll be a travesty to say Ben Simmons is a better defender than Rudy Gobert. Come on, stop playing. But I like Dallas because we try to highlight people that may not otherwise get notice. So I like Ben, but not better than Rudy.
We have a comment on YouTube. Somebody said Caruso should win it, and that he's the best perimeter defender in the league. This panel is sleep on him.
Caruso?
Man, Zach Gonzalez must be in LA somewhere. He gotta be in LA. Zach Gonzalez in LA. He gotta be in LA.
Okay. Caruso.
Somebody
else said Simmons for the win.
I mess with Simmons. I'm not Caruso. Come on.
Okay.
Caruso. I don't want anybody to think that I'm hating, but let's talk facts, right? I'm not here to talk about my favorite player. I'm not here to talk about Kyrie, right? I'm here to talk. We're gonna speak facts, but I like Simmons. I like Simmons.
Okay. So just to shift now, this is arguably one of the most talked about. Who are you all taking for Rookie of the Year? A lot of people were talking LaMelo. They were talking Anthony Edwards. They were talking Tyrese. Dallas, you want to go first? Who you got?
I got Anthony Edwards, man. I got the gangster. I got the gangster. I think LaMelo missed too many games. 1, 2. When LaMelo came back, I think he came back. Of course, maybe he was injured. He was holding his wrist and all that type of stuff. But
yeah. I'm with Dallas. That one clip right there says it all. Anthony Edwards. We don't even need to talk about nobody else. LaMelo, he's a distant second. I think he has an impact on the game. But LaMelo, I think this pick is about who's getting ready to kind of change the league. Who is going to be the new face of the league? And it may be both of them, but I think Anthony Edwards strikes a little bit of, he's intimidating. He's intimidating. So I would take Edwards over LaMelo. Right.
I think a lot of it, though, is also just somewhat clout. People have been talking about LaMelo primarily because he's a Ball brother. So obviously in college.
Yeah. When LaMelo is given the opportunity, I think he should be a point guard. So when he's given the opportunity, he could have a fairly decent impact on a game. Obviously he has to get better defensively, but he has unbelievable reads on the offensive end. Floor vision. He's a dead-eye shooter at times. And he transition. He's a great transition player. He finds people that I don't even see. But I'm with C Money Wade, Anthony Edwards, hands down. That's how I feel, right? I'm with the people. The people say Anthony Edwards. JD, 3, the future. Edwards for sure. I have no argument.
Yeah, I'm looking through. It's a lot of different comments, all saying maybe Melo, but
yeah. This is the one. This is the one.
They just doing it because it sounds good.
Yeah. I think this is the one award that you can get and not make the playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, LaMelo. If he got it, I wouldn't be upset. But my surefire pick, my bet would be Anthony Edwards.
Okay. So now I think this is the perfect time to transition to the highly coveted award, the one that I'm sure there's going to be an argument between the two of you going back and forth.
Yeah, definitely an argument.
Before things get heated, we can start with either one of you can go first. Who do you have for MVP?
Me? I got the guy that everybody keeps.
You go first, Coach Parker.
I'm going first because I need to go first. I've been wanting to get this off my chest. Let me tell you something. He's the reason that his coach is going to get Coach of the Year. He's the reason that basketball was played last year. He's the reason that Adam Silver and the NBA owners were able to make money last year, right? This man is the reason that we had a season last year. And a lot of people better recognize this is Chris Paul, right? We are all in good hands with Chris Paul. Now, one of the things I want to say is his name is not mentioned in terms of, one of the favorites. But when you look at him, everywhere Chris Paul goes, the team becomes an instant contender. Damn, before he got in the league, he went to a team named the Charlotte Hornets, I think. And they were an expansion team. They barely had fans coming to the game. Chris Paul get there, and they instantly become, one of the lower seeds in the playoffs, right? Go back and check his record. Let me pull up my stats because I see, while he's doing his work, I'm just going to pull up the next team he went to. I think somebody said the LA Clippers was the worst franchise in the history of the NBA. Enter Chris Paul, and they become what? Lob City, right? They were called the worst franchise in history, and they didn't even have their own stadium, right? He leaves there and he goes to Houston, right? If Chris Paul doesn't get hurt in Game 5, I think they won Game 5. He pulled a hamstring, and they were up 3-2 against the Golden State Warriors, and he was giving Curry hell. And a lot of people don't want to. They're not gonna go back and agree because people like Curry. I get it. I like Curry too, but he was giving Curry hell. They were up 3-2. Chris Paul went down, and they lost 2 straight. They hadn't lost 2 straight almost the whole year. And he tried to play, but he couldn't. So when he went to Houston, they were a game away from the NBA Finals. And if they would have won, if Chris Paul don't get hurt, they win the NBA Finals with James Harden. Right? He goes to OKC. OKC was considered to be rebuilding, right? They add a 34, 35-year-old Chris Paul, and what happens? They go right to the playoffs. They take the Houston Rockets to 7 games, and they 1 shot away from winning and going to the Western Conference, advancing in the next round. This is Chris Paul, right? He's done all of this while being the president of the NBA Players Association, right? When President Obama had to make a call, he wasn't calling Curry. He wasn't calling LeBron. He said, get me on the phone with Chris Paul. Get me on the phone with Carmelo, Chris Paul, I think Russell Westbrook at the time. And when they came out of that meeting, basketball was going to be played. Why? Because he has the respect of the owners, the players, the fans, the entire league. And when I say most valuable player, obviously his play speaks for itself, but we just talking about his impact on the entire league. We as fans should be grateful for Chris Paul. Monty Williams is going to win Coach of the Year. You know why he's going to win Coach of the Year? Because of Chris Paul. Right, he got the same team, added Chris Paul. They went from being not making the playoffs to being second in the West. And at one point, they were the number 1 team in the West. Like yesterday, we talked about. I don't mean to talk, but I'm just sick and tired of people, giving their favorite player, right, and not understanding what is really at stake, right? But
isn't Chris Paul your favorite player?
No, he's one of my favorite players. Like I don't do that. One of my favorite players was Jamal Crawford, but I never talk about Jamal Crawford being the MVP. I just like this game, right? One of my favorite player is Kyrie Irving. He's like a son to me, right? But you won't hear me say Kyrie should be MVP. I won't say it because I know it's not true. Chris Paul is one of my favorites, but I could separate that from his impact, not just in the game, but on the league as a whole. But we were talking about coach of the year. Like Tom Thibodeau was considered to be coach of the year. I give Dallas credit on that. That's a good pick. But guess what? He was able to add Derrick Rose, right? Monty Williams was coach of the year. He's probably going to win it. You know why? You add a Chris Paul. I was talking about Nate McMillan. You know what they added? Only thing they added was Nate McMillan. He took the same team that was looking horrible and he turned them into a playoff team. And I like what he said earlier today. But let me get back to Chris Paul. Like, I mean, everybody owes Chris Paul a debt of gratitude. You know, last year we got basketball, I think, because of his leadership. You know, he's president of the NBA Players Association since 2013, and he's been on the executive committee since 2011. How do you do that for 10, 12, 13 years and still, you know, continue to lead the league, be one of the tops of the league in assists, play efficiency rating, all of that? And I'm just upset that his name is not mentioned, you know, and they got these other names on here, you know, that people be like, you know, I like Embiid, I like Jokic, but if I had my pick and we were talking about most valuable player in the league, also to his team, also to the owners, also to the commissioner, it's without a doubt, in my opinion, it's Chris Paul. Now I know that encompasses a lot, but I'm just talking about his overall impact on the game is tremendous.
So I saw a graphic today of some of the finalists. And there was no Chris Paul. They had Steph, Joel, and Nikola.
Yeah, there's only one name. But no, two. I give two. But there's a name on there. I don't think it should be there. But
who should have been there?
I'm gonna let that speak. He likes Curry. He likes Curry.
I think Curry the most valuable player probably in the NBA. I mean, just because of what he had. When Curry is on the floor, the other team has to literally change their whole game plan. Not some of their game plan, not a little bit. You have to pick him up. The point he steps across half court, you have to double team him. You have to look how these players they scrambling. It forces a scramble. There's no other player really in the NBA that forces a scramble like Steph Curry does. And anytime that the Warriors don't have Steph Curry, they're one of the worst teams in the NBA at scoring. But in the game, when Steph Curry's in the lineup, they're number 10 in the NBA in scoring. If he's not in the game, they're bottom 5 in the last 5 years. Out of all the teams, in the last 5 years, they're bottom 5 without Steph Curry on the floor. That's the impact that he has. They're number 10 in the league scoring with nobody else that can score the ball on the team. But when he's in the game, they're number 10. They go
Dallas.
from 5 and number 5 worst, first 5 worst.
Dallas. Who do you have winning the game tonight? Memphis. You said Memphis, right? How in the hell is he the MVP?
I got Memphis.
How's he the MVP, but they're not going to even be in the playoffs, right? And here's my argument. Like, all those things you said about Curry is correct, right? You have to change your game plan for him, right? You have to change your game plan for Kobe. You had to change your game. Rudy Gobert changes your game plan. I get that. I'm not arguing that. We're talking about most valuable player. Here's my argument, right? If Curry's name is in there for the MVP, then Bradley Beal's name should be in there as well. They got practically the same numbers, right? They're both getting 30 points a game. Again, if Bradley Beal would have played after Curry, Bradley Beal would have won the scoring title. Now, I get Curry is a lot more elusive. He's a lot more deadly from the three-point line. But Bradley Beal is going to give you the same amount of points. So nobody's talking about Bradley Beal. And guess what? They in the playoffs. If Curry and them don't make the playoffs, man, don't even talk about Curry being MVP. And I'm not saying that he's not a great player. He's absolutely a great player. But switch Curry and LeBron, right? Switch Curry and LeBron. I don't think Curry has a greater impact than LeBron in terms of getting his team. We're talking about team, getting his team, most valuable player, getting his team, you know, to the playoffs. Go ahead. I want to hear it because, you know, it's like we talking about him being MVP, and he might be sitting at the crib after the night. All right, they better win. They better win. Yeah, but I'm not against him. Go ahead.
The person that's gonna win MVP is Jokic, to be honest with everybody. But I'm just saying who I think the most valuable player. If you stick dude on any team, man, that team could win, could make the playoffs. It's the same thing with Chris Paul, but it's not. It's not. You can't put Chris Paul on any team. I don't think he done
What you
it
mean?
a lot of years straight. I
What
don't
you
think
mean?
you put Chris Paul on any team. I don't
He
think you
just
put Chris
proved that.
Paul on the Warriors. All right, look, here you go right here, Coach Parker. This is right here. I don't think you can put Chris Paul on the Warriors, and the Warriors are in this same position right now. The Warriors not even in a play-in game if they got Chris Paul.
Maya, can we get to Maya? He just took the Oklahoma City Thunder, and everybody wrote off. He took them to the playoffs, and they went 7 games with the Houston Rockets. And he's saying you can't put Chris Paul on this team, and they do the same thing. Come on, man. I mean,
question though, so you do think if Chris Paul was on the Warriors would be in a better spot or at the same spot they are right now if you sub Chris Paul for Curry?
Yes. Yeah. You know why?
Oh.
You know why? You know why? You know why?
Why?
Here's the key stat. This is the key stat. Chris Paul makes everybody else around him better, right? DeAndre Jordan was an all-star or something like that. Why? Because he's catching lobs from Chris Paul, right? Since Blake Griffin left Chris Paul, what has Blake Griffin become? Right? Chris Paul gets you in the spots. He made Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He's getting him the ball in open spots. Chris Paul creates for other people, a la LeBron James, right? So he makes everybody better. Monty Williams, he making Monty Williams look like the greatest coach in the NBA, right? And every other coach before him that he's had. He made what's the boy that the coach of the Bulls now? He made him look like the coach of the year last year because he took a team that everybody considered was going to be rebuilding and took them to the playoffs. And everybody's like, oh man, Billy Donovan did a great job. No, not Billy Donovan, Chris Paul. Chris Paul. So if Chris Paul joins the Warriors and they don't have Steph Curry, yeah, it's a different look. But guess what? Wiseman's going to be getting them lobs, right? Kelly Oubre and them going to be getting wide open looks. He's going to be killing people in the mid post. You right?
Curry ain't had them guys. Curry
So
ain't had them guys half the season.
He's out.
He ain't had them guys half the season. He had bums. He had Mulder. He got Mulder out there. He didn't even have Looney. He got Quano Anderson and shit out there.
Yeah.
Chris Paul can't you gotta have that player. The difference between Chris Paul and Steph Curry right now, Chris Paul not gonna give you 40. That's not happening. Golden State would not have won none of them games. If it's not,
and guess what? That ain't the game. Chris Paul gonna give you win. You talking about 40. The hell with 40. I don't care about 40. Bradley Beal giving you 50. Chris Paul gonna give you win. You know why? Because he gonna figure out. He's like, okay, we're gonna run this game. We're gonna walk this game, right? And Chris Paul said, I'm gonna use his quote. He like, man, I know who I am. I can score, but my job is to get everybody else open, right? He makes everybody else better. I get what you're saying. He's not gonna give you 40, but he's gonna make the team better. There's no way you can tell me that he's not gonna go to a team and make it better. And he's done it for 5 teams in a row since he's been in the league. Every team. So man, I'm going on. Right, Chris Paul for MVP. Right, you're in good hands.
I'm looking through some of the comments on the stream now, and I've added a few at the bottom talking about Nikola. Somebody said if you put Chris Paul on this team, they would have been home already.
On what team?
I believe that's when you are talking about the Warriors.
Man, y'all not looking at history. I'm not looking at history. They'd have been home already. Every team that he's been on, they never went home. Every team don't go. Chris Paul teams don't go home. He's proven that.
It was better under players. The other players were better. They played better. Like the other players were better than that. Like the Warriors don't have good players, especially if all their players got injured.
On OKC, they had better players.
I like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Dort, nice. Alexander, nice. You feel me? Those quality basketball players.
True. They are quality. Yeah.
Somebody said he gets first rounded every year, including this season.
Not true. Not true. He took was it Houston?
Clippers.
Houston. No, the Clippers. But I'm talking about Houston. When Houston was a game away from getting to the NBA Finals. No, not every year. Yeah.
So he's traditional point guard.
No lie. Yeah, I'm gonna get off the Chris Paul bandwagon because y'all think it's not all about Chris Paul with me. I'm just saying he does it every team he goes to, and he deserves to get mentioned.
Okay, perfect. Well, every episode of the Legalist Lounge, we give away a free pick. We are 3-0, hoping to go 4-0. Dallas, are you ready to give out your pick of the day?
Man, I don't know, man, because everybody was DMing me when the Storm went down 20 yesterday. I don't know if I want to give a free pick no more. I don't know. It's up to you, Maya. What you think? What you think, Maya?
I think you should give it out just so we can come back tomorrow and say we're 4-0.
Yeah, I guess I'll do it. I like the Aces tonight. The Vegas Aces. They play the Sparks tonight. The Sparks are missing. Don't have Candace Parker anymore. She turned a new leaf. I don't think that the Sparks can beat them. Liz Cambridge has a couple games under her belt now. That's the big woman for the Aces. The biggest woman besides Brittany Griner in the WNBA, but she's way more skilled than Brittany. And she also has a running mate, Aja Wilson, with her. Those two post players are the best post combo in the WNBA. Vegas should win running away. I also like that the Sparks will go under. Team total under for the Sparks. I don't think they'll hit their team total. Vegas will be too much on the inside. The Sparks will have to hit 3-point shots, and they're not that good of a 3-point shooting team. You can't come on the inside with Big Liz or Aja. Vegas should kind of blow them out tonight. I'll be surprised if the Sparks stayed in the game. They have zero chemistry. I don't like how the Sparks are going to look this year.
Is that to win or the spread?
Whenever I give a pick, it's the spread. So, yeah, that means because it's not really worth giving me the free pick if it's just a win. You know, a -3, whatever it is. It's probably like -200. So, I'm gonna give you some good value. So, I think they do win on the spread. I would take it down probably about 6 points though, or you can take a first half or a first quarter so you can get a little bit more value on your bet. That's something you want to do. And I like the Oilers in hockey as well. I'm gonna give out a couple little picks, I guess. I did promise everyone. I promised some people a parlay. So let me go ahead and get that out. 3-pick parlay: Memphis Grizzlies +10 and or under 230 for the game. That's like -200 line. The Vegas Aces, and then let's go with the Washington Capitals +2 goals. Reason why I'm like the Washington Capitals +2 goals is every single last 14 games with them and the Bruins have been decided by 1 goal. We're going to get up to 2 goals just to be safe because we parlaying it. Remember, I don't recommend parlays. Single bets are the best way to bet. That's how you make money consistently. Parlays are sucker bets, but we ain't no suckers over here, so I'm going to give you a good parlay.
All right, perfect. Here we go from Mr. Legalist himself. This was episode 3, day 3. We're 3-0, hoping to go 4. And I will talk to you, gentlemen, tomorrow. See you.
All right.
See you tomorrow.